So I'm going to give you guys my perspective on Joe Biden and why it would be so immensely difficult for me to cast a vote for him, even in a general election. How we got to this point where we are now is, in my opinion, inexcusable. And what I mean by that is the race was fractured. It was fractured from day one. It was looking like it'd be fractured through the whole thing. It was looking very similar to the 2016 Republican primary. And Joe Biden required help from all the king's horses and all the king's men of the establishment. He needed Barack Obama to make a phone call, get Amy Klobuchar and a defiant Mayor Pete to drop out for a promise of administration positions. So a corrupt, smoke-filled backroom deal. They also got Beto O'Rourke. They trotted him out there to endorse Biden to help Biden in Texas, and it looks like that actually did help Biden in Texas. The one place Beto's liked is Texas. And that coalescing of the establishment and all of the, the behind-the-scenes movements and chess pieces moving into place. Some people call that politics, and that's fine if that's your perception of politics, backroom deals. That's fine. My perception of politics is, how do we help the people and how do we fix problems? How do we implement policies that help people? That's my idea of politics, because I'm an outsider. I'm a simple man. I want to fix problems. I want to make this country better. If your idea of politics is backroom deals, okay, fine. It is what it is. But the fact that if the field stayed fractured, Bernie Sanders won this race. He won this race. That's something that I can't get over. I cannot get over the fact that the establishment coalesced, spit in the eye of their own damn base, their own Democratic base, progressive base, and now they're going to turn around and be like, why don't you vote for our guy? I think our guy's right here, bro. Trump's bad, bro. He's right here, bro. Our guy. So they're disrespectful to the left. They compare us to Nazis, brown shirts. They compare us to authoritarian lovers, dictator lovers. They say we're, pie in the sky, naive, stupid. They call us every bad name in the book. Bernie bros, sexist, racist, all that stuff. They call us every bad name in the book. They have to get together in smoke-filled back rooms to cut deals to prop up Biden's carcass. And then they're going to turn around and shame us if we don't fall in line for Biden. I'm not playing this game again, guys. We played this game in 2016. I told you guys, I'm in a safe state. I'm in New York, so I'm voting third party. But if I was in a swing state, I would suck it up and vote for Hillary. I'm not playing that game this time around. So, Bloody Monday was something that I couldn't forgive. I couldn't get over. And also, Elizabeth Warren staying in to split the progressive vote as Biden had the neoliberal establishment coalesced around him. That's another thing I can't get over. So that's one of the reasons why it'd be so difficult to cast a vote for Joe Biden in a general election. Also, keep it real, he has severe cognitive decline. But on top of all this, put all that aside, everything I said so far, because I actually agree with the people who would say, you're putting too much of an onus on, these things. I thought you say, Kyle, it's all about policy. So isn't policy the most important thing? To which I respond, yes! So I've showed you guys this tweet before, but Joe Biden, this was off the top of my head one night, by the way. Joe Biden supported the Iraq War, NAFTA, PNTR with China, the Patriot Act, TPP, repeal of Glass-Steagall, war on drugs, Wall Street bailout, the Anti-Gay Defense of Marriage Act. He opposes legal weed, wealth tax, Medicare for all, free college, and canceling student debt. So, listen, again, I'm only speaking for myself here. But when I look at Joe Biden, I'm convinced he will fight for none of the policies I care about. None of them. None of them. If I was convinced Biden really cared about one or two of the issues I care deeply about and I thought he'd fight for them, I probably would suck it up and vote for him. Or at the very least, you'd hear me make the caveat, hey, I'm not voting for him in New York, but if I was in a swing state, I would vote for him. Another reason why it's so hard for me to even contemplate and consider the idea of supporting him is because I'm convinced on every single issue I care about, He's not on my side. He's not on my team. He won't fight for it. Guys, he was asked the day before Super Tuesday 2, I believe it was, oh, if Medicare for All got to your desk, namely, it got through the House, it got through the Senate, all the work is done, bro. All the hard work. Usually, corporate Democrats say, yeah, if we were starting from scratch, but we can't get it through because it's too hard. Okay, the theoretical question is, you're granted that it's done already. It already passed the House, already passed the Senate. What would you do if Medicare for All gets to your desk? And what was his response? He'd veto it. My dad is dead because we don't have Medicare for All. He very well could be alive today if we had Medicare for All. He didn't have insurance. He avoided going to the doctor for his back pain. He went to a freaking chiropractor instead to save money. It was a tumor. By the time he went to the emergency room, it was too late. He died very soon thereafter. So Joe Biden is saying, okay, under my administration, I would pursue policies that still have your dad die, Kyle. I'm going to make it so that there are 45,000 to 68,000 more versions of your dad out there. So you're okay with people dying because they don't have health care. Sorry. This is one of my top issues, Medicare for All, for obvious reasons. And if you're saying the work is done, it's on my desk, and I'll still veto it, then I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not going to freaking vote for you. This is like telling the Republican base I'm against tax cuts or I'm against the wall. Okay, so then don't be mad when they don't show up. You want to reach out to me, then freaking reach out to me on policy. That's what I care about. That's what the left cares about. That's what the left cares about. It was never about Bernie Sanders' personality. It was never about his looks or how politician-y he is. No, it was about the policy. So when you tell me I'm going to veto the bill you care most about, even if all the work is done, okay, then I'm not showing up for you. It's that simple. That was the straw that broke the camel's back with me, but I'm convinced he wouldn't fight for any of the issues that I care deeply about. So now, having said everything that I've said to this point, man, I get it. Donald Trump is genuinely really bad. Duh. That's the easy part. I would never vote for Trump in a million years. So I'm going to propose a deal with Joe Biden, his campaign, and with the establishment. So this way you can't turn around. I mean, they'll still do it, by the way. If Joe Biden loses, they'll still turn around and blame, people like us. But I'm giving them an out. I'm giving them an option. I'm giving them an opportunity. If Joe Biden and the campaign wants my vote, and again, I'm only speaking for myself, but I assume some of you are going to be with me on this, but it's up to you. If Joe Biden wants my vote, he has to pick either Bernie Sanders or Nina Turner for vice president. Those are my conditions. Now, you might say, you might think I'm being unreasonable because he's probably not going to pick them. You're right, he's probably not going to pick them. I think I'm being way too reasonable. Why? Because again, I just told you, he's not going to fight for Medicare for All. He's not going to fight for free college. He's not going to fight for a living wage. He's not going to fight for ending the wars. He's not going to fight for legalizing marijuana. He's not going to fight for a Green New Deal. I could go down the list. He doesn't agree with me on anything. I'm a leftist. I'm a social democrat. He's a neoliberal corporatist. I don't agree with him. He doesn't agree with me. Why would I vote for him? I wouldn't vote for him. I'm giving them one last opportunity, one last out. Not only to get me, but yes, there are going to be so many people on the left who agree with me. They say Joe Biden's out of bounds. I'm not going to vote. I'm staying home. I'm done playing this game. I'm done always compromising my values and voting for people who don't agree with me at all. We're giving you an out. We're giving you an opportunity. We're giving you a chance to actually have a better shot at winning the election. Because you look at the poll numbers and it's crystal clear. There will be a decent number of people who stay home. Joe, you can't win. 80% of the youth vote went to Bernie. 70% of people under 44 went to Bernie. You think you're going to win the election without the young? It's not going to happen. And no amount of fake pandering now is going to change that. Whether you try to be cool and be with us on cultural stuff, rad, bro. Whether you do that or you pretend to support some of the policies that we know you don't support. We're not idiots. So I'm giving you an out. I'm giving you an opportunity. I will vote for Joe Biden if he picks Bernie Sanders or Nina Turner as VP. If he doesn't, I'm not going to vote for him, and you can piss off with all your crying and all your moaning and, oh my God, I'm going to blame you. No, blame everybody who voted for Joe Biden in the primary because they assumed he was more electable against Trump, and he's not. So blame yourself. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. It's not my fault. It's not anybody's fault who's not going to vote for Joe Biden. It's on Joe Biden to earn those votes. I'm giving him a way to earn those votes. And honestly, this is the only way, in my opinion. Because we don't believe you that you're going to fight for any of the things we want you to fight for, because we see your record. We see how bad it is. So I think I might even be too kind in proposing what I'm proposing here. If you pick Bernie Sanders, or if you pick Nina Turner as vice president, I will vote for you. And I will advocate for you on this show. If you don't, I'm not going to do it. And it doesn't matter how much people want to shame me. It's not going to move me. Because they're not making logical arguments. All I've heard so far is, but what about kids in cages? Barack Obama and Joe Biden put kids in cages as well. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. There was a photo that went viral of a kid in a cage, and people are like, oh my God, look at what Trump is doing. Turns out the photo was taken back when Obama and Biden were in the White House. So you can't, what about the kids in cages is not an argument, because Joe Biden and Barack Obama put the kids in cages as well. The other thing they say is, oh my God, look at this. Kyle's a standard white bro and he's privileged. If you look at the polling data on who is taking the position that I'm taking right now, it is overwhelmingly poor people and people of color. There was a great article, actually, I think it was in the New York Times, of black voters in a Milwaukee barbershop who did not vote for Hillary Clinton last time, and they didn't regret it. And they were like, why? Because she doesn't agree with me on stuff. She's not going to represent me. So, of course, I'm not going to vote for her. Why would I do that? Don't be silly. So, yes, you might try to pretend like checking out of the system is evil and wrong and terrible. And no, checking out of the system is in itself a political position. And it's a statement. And it's a protest. And it's saying, okay, you want my vote? You got to earn it. Here are my conditions. Now, again, I'm giving you my conditions. Joe Biden's not going to fight for any of the issues I care deeply about. Any of them. And I'm not going to believe him even if he pretends to start supporting those issues. It's going to be BS. So I'm being too kind in the first place, but I will vote for you if you pick Bernie Sanders as VP or Nina Turner as VP. Those are my conditions. Those are my conditions. So you like it, good. You don't, tough cookies, but that's what I'm proposing. And I have a petition on this. I'm going to leave it in the video description box. Please sign the petition. Please spread it around as much as possible. We're going to try to get so many people to sign this thing that it'll make your head spin. And also, let me just say credit to Jeremy Scahill for writing an article on this in The Intercept about how he proposes a unity ticket of Biden and Bernie. And he was like, rest in peace, my mentions, when he said it. So he kind of sparked the idea in my mind. And then I also added Nina Turner because Biden already said, I'm going to pick a female VP. Okay, fine, cool. You want to stay true to your word? Nina Turner. So those are my conditions. If you don't meet them, it's on you. It's not on me. And I'm done compromising away all of my values. All of them. All of them. Am I clear enough? All of them. All of the issues I care most about, he ain't going to fight for. He doesn't agree with me on. So the natural thing is for me to not vote for that person. So I'm giving you an out here. Don't say I didn't try.